Before you make your move to Orange County, California, I'm going to go ahead in this video and tell you all the things that you probably should know before you actually make that move. My name is Christian Stubbs. I'm a team leader and owner of Onyx Homes, which is a real estate sales team that has helped over 600 people buy, sell, and invest in Orange County, California over the last few years since 2020. And we have over 400 5-star reviews as well too, so our clients are pretty happy. We make these videos to give you as much information as possible. So diving into the video, the first thing that I want to talk about, and you probably already know this, so I don't want to spend too much time on this, but it obviously is important, is the cost of living. So before moving to Orange County, it's important for you to understand that it is expensive. Now, living in Orange County my entire life and having real estate agent friends all across the entire country, I'm surprised this isn't higher, but the cost of living in Orange County, California is 51% higher than the national average. And again, I honestly would have expected it to be a little bit higher than that, considering that our real estate prices are 3 times the national average at 1.175, so just a hair under $1.2 million is the median home price for all of Orange County. Now, another thing to mention as well too is that the median rental rate is $3,200. So if you're looking to move to Orange County and you're not sure if you should rent or if you should own, that's definitely a big difference because it is way more expensive to own in Orange County than it is to rent. Having said that, the reason for that is that most investors that are buying in Orange County are buying for long-term appreciation rather than the monthly rent that they bring in. That's a whole nother video. I have a rent versus own for Orange County video that you can check out as well too. The next thing I want to talk about is transportation and traffic. So depending on where you are thinking about moving from, Orange County might have way less traffic or it might have a lot more. If you're moving from more of a rural area, you're going to be moving to Orange County and probably seeing way more traffic than you're used to. Now, having said that, if you're moving from a city, Orange County is going to have way less traffic than you're used to. So it really just depends on where you are moving from. For example, we have a lot of clients that we've helped move from Seattle, from Washington, from even Los Angeles, which is just an hour north, and they are pleasantly surprised at how much less traffic there is in Orange County. But on the flip side, we've helped people move from Nashville and Texas, and they are maybe not so pleasantly surprised with how much traffic there is. So it really is dependent. But the major points you're going to have here is that you're going to have a car. There are not very many areas at all you can live in Orange County and not have a vehicle. Like if you're living in New York or some places in LA, you might get away with Ubering everywhere or using a car service or something like that. Orange County is not one of those areas. Everything is at least 15-20 minutes away. Very few places you can actually live in Orange County are really walkable. Certainly not in a long-term sustainable way whatsoever. So that's the number one thing as far as transportation, is you're definitely going to be needing a car if you're not used to that. Now, number two is that public transportation is, I don't want to say non-existent, but there's not a lot of locals that take advantage of the public transportation because it's really just the bus system. So if you need to use the bus system, you can, it's there, and there's government provided public transportation. But other than that, there's really slim pickings. There's no subway systems. There's a few trolley systems in your beach cities where are actually really convenient. But overall, public transportation in Orange County is just not great. Now, your heaviest traffic points are going to be on the 5 freeway. So Interstate 5 or I-5, we say the 5 here in Orange County, and the 405, it's kind of funny how we say that in comparison to everybody else, are the major freeways that run pretty much north and south through Orange County. Now we have the 55 and 57 highways that run kind of east and west through Orange County, and that whole kind of middle section around Irvine can get very congested depending on the time of day. And just for reference, if you were going from the most north point in Orange County to the most south point, let's use, for example, La Habra all the way down to San Clemente, that is going to be a 45-minute drive with normal to no traffic. Now that can be much longer with traffic, maybe an hour and a half at max. Now, another thing you want to be aware of with Orange County is that there are a lot of different nuances within Orange County. So unlike a lot of cities, Orange County is a conglomeration, if that's a word. It's a clump together, 34 different cities is what I'm trying to say. And from Santa Ana to Newport Beach to San Clemente to La Habra, there's a lot of different areas, there's a lot of different culture, there's a lot of different price points in all of these different cities. So if you're looking at Orange County the things to be aware of is if you see things that you love in Newport Beach, for example, and you're not maybe moving to Newport because of the price point, which is very high, and you look in a city like maybe Anaheim or Yorba Linda, the cities themselves are going to be wildly different. Now, again, those cities are 20-30 minutes away, so it may not be the end of the world, but it's just understanding that Orange County as a whole is very diverse, very different, whereas each individual city, they are really different. So Orange County as a whole has its pros and cons, but each city does as well too, which, like I said earlier in this video, that's why we make this channel all about Orange County, to give you as much information as possible. Now, if you want to talk about your unique situation, because there's so much nuance depending on location and price point and timeline, you can head over to allaboutoc.com. Now, on there is going to be a lot more information about what it looks like to have us help you through your home buying, selling process. And there is a way to book a calendar with one of our local experts to talk about your unique situation. So if you want to do that, go to allaboutoc.com and we'd be happy to help. Now, also, if you want to learn the pros and cons of Orange County overall, I do have another video for that as well too. So we'll link that card up here as well. Now let's jump into schools and education. So this is going to be one of the biggest things with Orange County. And this isn't something maybe to be aware of. This is just a heads up, is Orange County overall has very, very good schools. Again, it's going to depend on where you're looking to move specifically. So if really good schools is important to you, you're not only going to be looking at, does Orange County have good schools? Overall, the answer is yes, Orange County has fantastic schools. But it's really going to depend on where you live in Orange County. So again, it's going to depend more on a nuance of where you're looking to live. Orange County also has a slew of amazing private schools, which you are less bound location-wise, and it's more of, is this the place where you want to send your kids? There are also a lot of colleges in Orange County as well too. You have UCI, so University California of Irvine. You have Cal State Fullerton. You have Chapman, Biola. There's a lot of private schools that are very good schools as well too. So there's a lot of different options. And then very close, you have Cal State Long Beach, which isn't technically in Orange County, but it's kind of right on the border of South LA and Orange County. So there's a lot of schooling, both public, both private, at all grade levels, that are all really good. Okay, now let's talk about lifestyle and activities. Now, if you are an outdoors type person in Orange County, I'm gonna give you two totally different things to think about here. Is number one, Orange County is one of the very few places where you could go snowboarding in the morning and you can go surfing in the afternoon, evening. We have the opportunity, just because of our location, to take advantage of a lot of different stuff. Now, obviously, there's no mountains to go skiing or snowboarding. In Orange County, I'd be talking about going to Big Bear or Lake Arrowhead or something like that. And then you can go to, obviously, surfing anywhere on the coast, which all of Orange County is lined with coast. So you have a lot of different activities just because of where Orange County is located. Now, within the city or within the county itself, Orange County is very, very popular for hiking. You have Laguna Beach. You have Aliso Viejo, has kind of the Laguna Canyon, if you will. There's a lot of different stuff to do there, as is there in the Saddleback Mountains, the foothills. There's a lot of different stuff to do for hiking and outdoor activities. Now, on the flip side of that, Orange County is very much suburbs. So most of Orange County is just neighborhood after neighborhood after neighborhood. There's not very much open space. So if you're looking at it from that perspective, there isn't really that much outdoor activity to do outside of the things that I've mentioned. Orange County is completely built out. There's not very much open space. Now, obviously, we have some of the most incredible beaches in the entire world. We are home to Laguna Beach, which probably has the most beautiful beaches in the entire world. Dana Point has fantastic beaches. San Clemente's got some of the best surfing. Huntington's got some of the biggest open stretches of sand. Newport as well too. So there are fantastic beaches all the way up and down the coast. And honestly, something that I think is interesting is each city's beaches kind of has its own nuance. San Clemente's really known for campfires, hanging out at the beach, and surfing. Dana Point is really known for more of a relaxed beach environment. There's a couple of resorts. The Waldorf and the Ritz are right pretty much next to the water. The Ritz is pretty much on the water. So that is a really relaxed beach. Laguna Beach is a lot of tourists, a lot of beaches that are really hard to get to, so only the locals kind of know how to get there. Newport and Huntington have tons of sand. Newport has Balboa and so many different unique things. Huntington, again, has huge stretches of beach, but you've got Main Street, you've got Pacific City, and then up to Seal Beach is a little bit more of a sleepy, kind of a quaint beach town as well too. So each city has a lot of character right on the water. So we just talked about all the outdoor activities. Let's go ahead and flip over to entertainment. So Orange County has Disneyland, which is one of the biggest landmarks, honestly, in the whole world. It is the original Disneyland as well, too. I was just reading, or I should say listening to a podcast about Disneyland. Fun fact, Disneyland's on about 500 acres in Anaheim, California, which is right kind of in the middle of Orange County, a little bit north. And they built Disneyland, including the cost of land, for $17 million, which blows me away to own 500 acres of Disneyland in the middle of Orange County for $17 million. It's crazy. I have no idea what that would sell for nowadays, but it'd be a lot. So on top of Disneyland, we also have Knott's Berry Farm. We have the Anaheim Ducks and the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, which are right pretty much next to each other in the middle of Orange County, right on the 5 and the 57 freeways. We also have some concert venues. We've got a House of Blues. The Honda Center has lots of concerts. Angel Stadium does here and there as well too. And we have had Five Point Theater, which they're talking about rebuilding another amphitheater as well too, which will be right in Irvine. Now for dining and shopping, there is a million restaurants, so I'm not really gonna go ahead and name a lot of them, but I'll more so name like the different areas. So I've lived in Mission Viejo and Ladera Ranch for pretty much the last 10 years. And in those two different cities, there's not really a whole lot of places to go. There's 1 or 2 restaurants really in each city, which is the same for a lot of Orange County, especially South Orange County. There's really not a lot of restaurants per city to go to. So for example, if you're gonna go to a city and wanna go out to have some dining experiences, like for example, for me in South Orange County, I very often go to Dana Point, Laguna Niguel, sometimes in San Clemente, but obviously Laguna Beach and Newport have a ton of different options, and so does Irvine. Now, if you're looking in North Orange County, you're gonna see there's a lot more options. There seems to be just a lot more food diversity in like culture in North Orange County versus in South Orange County. I think that's just my own personal bias or thoughts, but there's a lot more food options in North Orange County per city than there is in South Orange County. But if you're looking for an area to live in and things to do, you might want to consider being closer to an area that has those types of things. Because like, for example, in Mission Viejo, we really have like 2 restaurants and that's about it. Now, as far as shopping goes, you've got malls pretty much all over the place in Orange County, but there's really 2 major malls that I'll highlight here. Is you have South Coast Plaza, which is like a icon for luxury shopping, which is right on the Santa Ana, Newport kind of border, right on the 5 freeway. And then we also have Fashion Island, which is in Newport Beach, very close to the coast. This is a wide range of stores. So you have a lot of the really, really high-end stuff, but you've got also a little bit of everything. There's also a lot of really nice restaurants there as well too. So those are 2 places like as far as big shopping malls. Now, Laguna Beach has some of the most incredible shops, a lot of really boutique. You're not going to see any chains. And then you're going to see other shopping, obviously, throughout the entire county, but those are the major ones that I wanted to touch on. So these are some of the things we wanted you to be aware of in Orange County. I made another video that weighs the pros and the cons, so the good and the bad of Orange County. So if you want to check that out, I've got that video for you right here. If you like this one, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.